Tonight, it's going to be a little bit more of the running game. As both teams have taken the field, we're just moments away from getting this one underway. This has been Seals Game Day, driven by Sunbury Motor Company with Ford, Hyundai as Lincoln's in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza in Sunbury, and Sunbury Motors Kia's routes 11 and 15 on the Strip and Hummel's Wharf. For those that will be joining us on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel, glad you could be with us again. This is how both teams have gotten to this point, as Montoursville started the season out with a win over Wellsboro. They won that one 24-14, but then they fell to Troy 28-7. They were able to beat Lewisburg in a 3-point win, 24-21, and then they beat Central Columbia 35-21. And then Montoursville would beat Bald Eagle area 29-21 before dropping their last three, and a tough schedule it is. They lost to Southern 34-16. They lost to Danville 42-0, and they lost to Jersey Shore a week ago 28-0. After tonight, it doesn't get any easier for Montoursville, as they'll be at Loyalsock to take on the Lancers. Their opponent's record coming into tonight, 51 wins, 29 losses. Montoursville will look to the running game. Conklin, he has 141 carries for 757 yards. He's at 5.4 yards a rush, 6 touchdowns. He does have 4 games over 100 yards on the season for Montoursville. For the Seals, they got off to a 2-0 start, beating Belfont and Juniata before going up against Jersey Shore, where they fell to Jersey Shore. But then they got back-to-back wins when they beat Shamokin and Shikellamy. They beat Shamokin in overtime 10-7. They beat Shikellamy 35-7. But then they had to travel to Mifflinburg and fell to Mifflinburg, got shut out 19-0, but returned home for homecoming for the Seals. They beat Central Mountain 42-6. They beat Hollidaysburg a week ago in a 10-point win, 38-28. And after tonight, they'll have Midwest. They'll be the final home game of the regular season. It'll be senior night for the Seals, as they'll take on the Midwest Mustangs. Again, Selinsgrove comes in tonight averaging 21.8 points per game, 252 on the ground, or at total, 113 through the air, 149 on the ground. Seals passing game has seen 8 touchdowns. The rush game, 12 touchdowns. The rushing attack is led by their junior, Tucker Teets, 101 carries, 696 yards, 6.9 yards a rush, and 7 touchdowns. When they have to go to the air, they look to Nick Rice and Gavin Bastion. Both of them have 20 catches. Nick Rice 2 touchdowns, and Gavin Bastion's 4 touchdowns for the Selinsgrove Seals. So, Steve, you talked about what's going to seal the deal, and last week we got such good balance between these two teams. Tonight could be one of those games where they don't have to throw the ball more than 10 times just to keep Montoursville honest, the way that this rush game has come on.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's kind of how the stats and the films have shown. When you were going through the stats there and what you were just working on, the Seals did win the toss. They deferred, so they'll be kicking off. That's also a good sign. So it'll be defense first, and again, as we've said multiple times, they'll get the ball in the second half. So that's always a plus. So we'll see. I think just what you said. I think they're going to try to establish the run and obviously score some points and go up. And I think that's key. I think that's big key against this team. That's a bit banged up and in many cases young. So here we go.
Carter Young will tee it up. As you mentioned, they will kick this one away first for the Selinsgrove Seals. Carter Young, just an impressive season. He's one of the highest total field goals on the season. It leads locally, he does, with those 7 on the season, and his kickoff chores have gone very well. Seals have improved on their kickoff coverage. They did have a couple breakdowns a week ago against Hollidaysburg, but we're getting ready to get this one underway. This is Eagle 107's coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals on 94 KX. Kick is away, return man inside his own 5. He fumbles it, picks it up, he's at the 10. Up the right hash, up and it as he crosses the 15 to the 20. It'll take over at the 21-yard line, where the Montoursville Warriors, led by their junior quarterback, Bryce Eberhardt. 52 completions, 110 attempts, 784 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He does just throw 47% of his passes for completions. But again, the main guy will be Matt Conklin, the senior tailback. 757 yards and 6 touchdowns for Montoursville. First down and 10, just underway. Two wide receivers to the left. That's where they go with it. Eberhardt looking for his receivers, going to make the catch outside the 25 to the 26-yard line. Going to pick up about 5 for Montoursville in their first down and 10 play.
Pat, that's a dangerous, quick game, 3-step drop out of a shotgun, but they threw it 5-yard completion to the wide side of the field. That's a tough throw for a quarterback on this side. We got to keep our eye out for that, because that could lead to some mistakes.
And we're going to get a whistle here before the second down play can run. Nick Rice is going to be told to go to the sideline. Look like an equipment issue there. See if they're going to send Reese Feldman maybe out to play the right corner position, or is that Damaraki trying to take a look there?
I can't see a number here.
Looks like it might be, it could either be 24 or 14, not helping on the far side. So it'll be Reese Feldman filling in for Nick Rice on the second down play here for Montoursville. Blitz being shown. Seals coming. Give it to Conklin. Room straight up the middle. Crosses the 30 to the 31-yard line. It'll be close to the mark there as Caleb Hicks in on the stop along with Gavison. See if the officials are going to give it to him, and they will. Be a first down pickup for the Montoursville Warriors. So we'll have it first down and 10, the first down of the night for Montoursville, and they go to the run game, which we knew they would, to pick up that first down.
And with Conklin, he's a big load. He's got to be a 210-pound kid.
First down and 10, crosses the 30 to 31 for Montoursville. Rolling to the right is Eberhardt. Got lots of time, gets rid of it to the sideline. Catch made at the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Defended out there by Reese Feldman. Program note, 61 is Sassaman. As he's changed his jersey, he'll be playing on the offensive line as well. So he still plays at that linebacker position and will be snapping on extra points and on punts, but he's number 61, so he will be playing on the offensive line here tonight.
Another quick pass. That was a quick sprint pass out to the wide side once again. They're seeing something against the Seals.
Second down and 10. Give it to Conklin, straight up the middle. Met by Sassaman, and we talked about his number change to 61 as he makes the stop. Looked like maybe a loss of 1 on that one. Nope, maybe two when they're said and done. So a good job up front by the Seals stopping Conklin, and it's going to be a third down, and we're going to call it 12 as it's inside of Montoursville's 30-yard line. Seals getting Bastion back in there. Also, Nick Rice is back in. They're going to look at a 2 safety look here on what you would think be a passing situation for Eberhardt.
Here's that third down here, Pat, that we've talked about since day one. Big down.
Try to get this offense off the field as they did a week ago. Rolling to the right is Eberhardt, being chased by Rumberger. He's got to get rid of it, and almost intercepted as it went in and out of the intended receiver to Batkowski, but falls incomplete, and it's going to be a punting situation for Montoursville.
And that wouldn't have made the stakes. That was about a 6-7 yard route there. The kid didn't run to the stakes. I think he could have, but he cut it off short.
We know that name well, Batkowski for Montoursville. Heard that name through the program. Good athletes, good players for Montoursville. Unable to make the catch on that one. It's going to fall incomplete. So dropping back will be Nick Rice, standing at his own 40-yard line, waiting for the punt by Montoursville. High snap, but he gets it away. It's going to be a short punt.
Put it away.
It's going to bounce in Montoursville favor, roll into Selinsgrove territory at the 46-yard line is where Selinsgrove will take over first down and 10. Steve, it's worth mentioning, you said it all year, you defer to the second half, you get a punt, your defense plays stout, you get great field position. Selinsgrove will have it at their own 46-yard line.
Ball's at midfield. Couple first downs, they're in the red zone.
Great place to start for the Selinsgrove Seals again. Great offensive performance a week ago by the Seals offense. They're going to try to ride that momentum here. They're going to go with 2 wide receiver look, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. A twins look for Mark Pastore. See if it's not a quick throw out here. Nope, we're going to go to the left on a slant and almost intercepted as the defensive back stepped in front of that number 83.
Boy,
Frey almost had a pick there.
Great read by 83. The Seals have shown that before. They're in a double twin set. They motion across the trips, and they throw a slant backside of the trips. It's usually open. That was a good read by 83 for Montoursville.
Second down and 10 for the Seals. This time Bastian splits far to the right, 2 wide receivers split to the left. That's Damaraki, and in the slot is Nick Rice. Lone back in the backfield is Tucker Teese. Gets the call, going right. Trying to tiptoe his way in the backfield. Not much there, but he does fall forward for a gain of 1. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 for the Selinsgrove Seals. Looked like 81 on the stop that time. Evan Bloom, the junior, 195 pounds for Montoursville.
Montoursville's playing a 4-3 defense with a cover 2 look, or a shell, a cover 2 shell. That's twin safeties. Whenever they're in twin safeties, the Seals should run the football because there's not enough people in the box to stop it. They're out of that now, but the last play they were in that. This looks like a quarter coverage of 4 deep.
On this 3rd down play here for the Seals, twins to each side. Mark Pastore drops back. He's got Nick Rice making a catch, reverses his field in Montoursville territory, making guys miss to get a big 1st down inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Get it to the athlete and let him make plays, and that's what the senior did to pick up a 1st down for the Seals.
Love the concept. Again, 4 deep means cover 4. They're dropping everybody deep. It's almost loose man. They have nobody underneath with that coverage, and that's what the Seals just they ran that play to that, and certainly had great success. Big play.
Big play to pick up the 1st down on that 3rd down and long for the Seals. So picking up crucial 1st downs, moving the chains, crossing lines. Give it to the deep man. That's Tucker Teets, dragging defenders inside the 35-yard line to the 34-yard line. He's going to burst for 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Stop by number 81.
81, and on the stop, Evan Bloom on the stop for Montoursville. Called his name already a few times here tonight.
He's around the football. Looks like he's playing a shade nose 3 technique, weak side, whatever, opposite the strength call, which means he's weak side on the right guard of the Seals.
He comes in tonight with 44 tackles and 10 tackles for loss, so he's a factor on the defensive side, and he has been involved in stops here already. I formation, turn, gives the deep man Tucker Teets, shakes off a tackle, and then swarmed over by Montoursville defenders. It looked like Teets was going to get away from a guy, trying to get a number, the one that finished off like 46 Conklin. The linebacker able to make the stop. It's going to be a 3rd down. We're going to call it 4 for the Seals to keep this drive alive at the Montoursville 32-yard line. Mark Pastore gets the call from the sideline. Comes out to the huddle, sending Nick Rice to the left. Gavin Bastian will go to the right. They picked up a 3rd down on the last 3rd down along the head. This one's a 3rd down and short. Play clock at 1. And he doesn't get it off, but no whistle blows. Tucker Teets going to get the call. He's not going to pick up the 1st down. To be short of a 1st down as he's not able to get to the 31-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th down here. Is this 4-down territory?
There's no question. They're too far for a field goal, and obviously too tight for a punt. So this is 4-down territory, no question.
They're going to mark it at the 31-yard line, so it's going to be a 3rd down here, or excuse me, 4th down. And a long 2, we'd say here. So Seals will have it 4th down and a long 2. 4-down territory as Ethan Miller lines up at the fullback position. Wide receivers to each side. Play clock at 7. Pastore under center, taking the snaps, going to throw it. Look at the slant to Nick Rice. Not going to get him. Now Nick Rice breaks the
what a
pass.
catch.
He dives.
What
He
a
extends.
catch.
Did he make the catch? No. The official here on the near side is going to say it's incomplete as he went into complete vertical, horizontal to try to catch that and unable to make the catch. Gavin Bastian was open going up the sideline on the right side. Pastore didn't see him, and Nick Rice broke the pattern and was open.
He was open as well.
And Pastore wasn't able to make the connection. It falls incomplete, and it's going to be a 4th or a turnover on downs after the 4th down play. So Seals go back on defense here.
Positive thing is I think they're going back in the huddle or back to the sideline saying we can throw the football as much as we can run the football. Both guys were open that time.
So 1st down and 10. No score here in the first quarter. 6:05 to go in the opening quarter. Eberhardt's going to give it to back out of the backfield. Dragon defenders beyond the 40, 35. close to the 40-yard line. 44 on the carry. That is Banks on the carry, showing strength to take it beyond the 35 out to the 39-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 2 for Montoursville.
Boy, I didn't see Banks on the roster. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a 2nd down play here for Montoursville. Looking at Banks on the season, 28 carries, 95 yards. Got a big chunk of it there. Conklin going right this time. Going to be met, taken down. Looks like he's short of a first down. Gavison, Rumberger in on the stop, but Conklin will be short as they mark at the 40-yard line, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 for Montoursville.
Big down. As I was saying when you were saying, I apologize, that Banks is a 5'8", 195-pound senior. Their backs are, I think, their best football players, and they look it.
Big, solid-looking guys for Conklin and for Banks. See if they go to one of them on this.
That's a penalty. Yep. That's a penalty.
Too many guys in the huddle,
Yep.
so that's going to be a penalty, illegal participation. That's going to be walked off. So instead of being
Critical.
3rd and inches, that's going to be early candidate for the Smoky-Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. When you're struggling to score, you have a 3rd down and inches, and you have a mistake. It's going to have to walk it off. Put the ball at the 35-yard line, just outside of the 35, but now it's going to be a 3rd and a long 5 for Montoursville.
Critical mistake right there for Montoursville.
See if the setup here to try to pick up this 1st down. Play clock's at 10, 4:47, a quick moving 1st quarter. Wide receiver to the left. Shotgun formation for Eberhard. Blitz coming. Eberhard's going to get rid of it. Throws a pass out for Petkowski, but it falls incomplete. Defended out there by Tucker Teets, and it's going to be a punting situation here for Montoursville.
Great pressure call by the Seals defense right there. Good timing for that. There's no way Montoursville would have got that ball off.
Number 14, Bryce Everhard in the punt for the Warriors.
That playoff, I'm sorry.
For Selinsgrove, number 7.
As Eberhard
Nick Wright.
will punt this one away. Coming in tonight, averages just 28.6 yards a punt. And he did not have a good punt on his last one. See what he can do here. Nick Rice standing at his own 40-yard line as Seals look to get great field position again. Eberhard gets a good snap, gets rid of it. Better punt. Nick Rice is going to let it bounce, and it takes a great bounce for the Montoursville Warriors as it rolls inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. One thing you mentioned, Steve, and maybe it's much different down on the field, but it seems like a bit dark.
It's dark on the, I don't know if the lights are out on this side. We can't, it's very dark on Montoursville's sideline. Something of note here, Pat. Nick Rice hasn't caught a punt since he fumbled the one in the 1st quarter. That one should have been caught, and he didn't catch anyone the rest of the day. It's something that I looked at. You know, and I just got a note from Zach here. Use the fair catch.
Come up and make the catch. Let's go to Tucker Teets, going right. Good push by the offensive line to the 31-yard line. So he's going to pick up a short gain on that carry. Also mark it just about the 30-yard line. So 2nd down play here. No score. 4:26 to go in the opening quarter. There's a flag down on the play.
Must be hold.
Talk about Tucker Teets. He carried the ball 30 times against Hollidaysburg, a career high 270 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was his 2nd time this season he has over 30 carries. The one other one was against Shikellamy. Teets now has 1,324 career rushing yards, moving into 23rd all-time, passing Joe Callahan and Eric Hackenberg, along with Brian Auker. Just the juniors, Tucker Teets, and he missed games early in the year, but he seems to be getting back to 100%.
Pat, that was a block in the back call against Seals.
So it's going to walk it off. They'll be back at the 20-yard line following the penalty. Pastore gets rid of it. Gets to Nick Rice. Trying to make a man miss at 25. Going to drag the defender to the 30-yard line. He'll go down there back to about the original line of scrimmage with maybe a yard or two beyond that. So it'll be a 2nd down. We're going to call it 9 for the Seals. Clock running with 4 to go here in the opening quarter. No score.
With the coverage Montoursville's playing, that's where you want to attack. It's a 4 deep, cover 4. They're giving up the flats on both sides. They're just basically loose man dropping out of there. So keep attacking that, Seals.
Bastion will play far to the right, the wide side of the formation here. I formation behind Pastore. He gets the snap. He's going to step up and try to run, and he's going to be knocked off his feet at the 32-yard line. He was looking Bastion's way. Bastion was never covered out there, and he took off with it.
That was a 2-receiver route. I guess I don't. I think the third receiver didn't go out for whatever reason.
So personnel change here as they're going to bring in Caleb Hicks and also Damaraki. Looks like they're going to go 4 wide on this one. It's a 3rd down here. Going about 3rd down and 6. Coming up on 3 to go here in the opening quarter. No score.
I got to hurry up.
This play clock's at 5 again. Pastore looking over the defense. 3, and he gets off. Looking over the middle. Throw it in a crowd. Going up and making the catch is Nick Rice. He makes the catch beyond the 45-yard line to the 47-yard line as the senior went up in a crowd and made a big-time catch for the Seals and pick up the 1st down.
That's attacking the football right there, Pat.
Exactly what
That's
you
high point. Nice job.
Not big in stature, but we know he has a big heart, and he went up and made a big-time play there. And Pastore congratulating him on that because it wasn't the best thrown pass. But Pastore's starting to get comfortable with the thought of just putting it in the area of Nick Rice and Gavin Bastion, and they'll make plays. Big one there. 1st down pickup for the Seals. 1st down and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Pastore takes the snap. Quick throw out here to Nick Rice. Gets a great block from Caleb Hicks into Montoursville territory. Makes a man miss at the 39. He's going to be tackled inside the 35. All the way to the 33-yard line goes senior Nick Rice.
Love that weak side attack. Same thing they've done all year. They could stay with that and attack every team they play. Nice play.
20-yard pickup that time for the senior Nick Rice on a quick throw. Beautifully blocked out front by Caleb Hicks. Sprung the athletic senior Nick Rice for a big 1st down into Montoursville territory at the 33-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Seals. Pastore going to throw it to Nick Rice again. Makes a catch at the 30. Man miss at the 27. Up the left sideline. 10, 5. Touchdown Selinsgrove Seals.
Beautiful. And what did they do? They attacked the same area. Good job, Coach Ferrero. Good throw and catch, Mark.
And you'll hear guys say that's just an extended handoff.
Absolutely.
Throw it out there, make a play, made a man miss right at the 27-yard line, got to the sideline, and as you said, beautifully called, beautifully executed, and the Selinsgrove Seals get on the board first here tonight, looking for their Carter Young extra point. Doing a holding will be Nick Rice as he gathers himself after that touchdown possession. He was the main target throughout. He's taking a deep breath, going to get the snap, does, it's down, the kick is up.
Whoa.
Sails
penetration.
Up and through.
81 penetrated, just missed the ball. He came through clean. He's a good player for Montoursville.
Absolutely. You talk about 81, Evan Bloom. The 5'9", 195-pound junior almost got to it, but Carter Young's extra point sails through, and it's good. So with 1:39 to go in the opening quarter, the Selinsgrove Seals jump out to a 7-0 lead with a possession that was dominated by Nick Rice, able to make the catches, pick up 1st downs, and he finishes off with an explosive play to take it into the end zone as he covered the final 33 yards on that touchdown catch for Mark Pastore, completing a 6-play drive covering 73 yards. Took 2 minutes and 54 seconds as now Nick Rice has 5 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. What an opening quarter for the senior receiver, Nick Rice. We talk about program, guys. Nick Rice, as we talked about, he wanted a lot more opportunities you could imagine, but boy, he's waited his time, and what a senior season. He now has a catch in every game this year, none bigger than the one he just had.
Terrific. He's been solid the entire year.
And again, a 33-yard touchdown reception as Carter Young kicks it through is good. Selinsgrove leading 7-0, and Carter Young will kick this one away. It's a short line drive kick. It'll sail into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So Selinsgrove Seals get on the board first. They lead 7-0 following that 6-play drive, covering 73 yards. Took 2 minutes and 54 seconds. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove leading 7-0 following the Nick Rice third touchdown reception of the season. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Steve, you watch this, you watch sports, you're watching from the broadcasting standpoint now. Man, there's not a better feeling to watch a young man work his way through. Nick Rice is getting his opportunity, and a play like that knows that that's off-season workouts. What a big touchdown by the senior.
And obviously he's worked his way up, as you mentioned.
Handoff goes to the deep man. That's Banks as he's going to cross the 25 to the 26-yard line. Garrett Parody makes the stop. And Garrett Parody, and just coincidentally, you talk about he's another guy. You saw him in the scrimmage 2 years ago and said, number 82, who is that? As he was flying all over the place, he's made his way through. He is now playing the defensive end position on the left side, filling in for Mitchell here tonight. He makes a stop there after about a 6-yard pickup for Montoursville. 2nd down and 4. Bitkowski going in motion. Eberhardt wait for the snap, gets it, gives it to the deep man. It's another running back bulling his way through, number 41 that time on the carry. That's Fisher, and he's just showing another element of Montoursville run game. He looks a lot like those other two guys as he pulled his way.
Penalty for something.
And there's going to be a penalty on the play or at the end of the play. So as officials will chit-chat about that. Listen all season long to the Steelers football 100.9 The Valley. The Steelers visit Miami Sunday night. Pregame show starts at 6:20. The kickoff with Bill Hillgrove and Craig Wolfley at 8:20. And that's 100.9 The Valley. That's the Steelers football all
Dead
season
ball,
long.
Montoursville.
So that's going to go against Montoursville. It's a dead ball, so it will be a first down, but they're going to have to walk that one off against the Montoursville Warriors. Again, Selinsgrove getting on the board. That's Nick Rice's 3rd touchdown reception of the season. It's Mark Pastore's 7th passing touchdown of the season, and it was a thing of beauty from 33 yards out. And again, that's where we stand, which is 1 minute to go in the opening quarter.
Seals showed some poise there. It looks like somebody interior line for Montoursville either said something, pushed someone, hit someone, whatever. And believe it or not, the Seals didn't retaliate. So that's a plus.
Like you said,
usually the one that retaliate gets it.
Showing a lot of maturity there to hold off on that. And it's benefits the Seals as the ball is inside the 20 for Montoursville. Eberhardt rolling to his right, gets rid of it, well overthrown as that was intended for Bitkowski. Falls incomplete. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. And sorry, real quick, you talk about that penalty. So, and again, if they would have retaliated, it would have been offsetting, and then you wouldn't gain the benefit. They held off, and the ball sits at the 19-yard line. Again, bad field position to start for Montoursville. Now they're forced to throw it a little bit. Eberhardt well over his intended receiver's head, and it falls incomplete to 2nd down and 10. 39 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Eberhardt looking over the defense. Trips to the right. Quick throw this time out in the flat to Conklin. Being chased that time by Garrett Parody, but he strung it out enough to get offense, get the defense on the play there. Ethan Miller in on the stop, Caleb Hicks, and a host of white shirts for the Selinsgrove Seals.
They're marking that on the 22. That was a lot of extracurricular stuff there as well.
Give credit to Logan Othout in on the stop too. Othout on the year came in with 41 tackles and a fumble recovery. He's getting an opportunity here. His most infamous play was the ball helmet came off against Jersey Shore on a punt, ran down and made the tackle with his helmet on. That ends the first quarter. The Selinsgrove get on the board. That's the lone scoring of the first quarter. They lead 7-0 over the Montoursville Warriors. Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford. This is Eagle 107's coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals on 94 KX.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco, but when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to blazealexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, blazealexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at blazealexander.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jarrett. I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Gavin Bastian set career highs for reception and yards in a game, catching 7 balls for 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bastian now has 875 career receiving yards and has moved into 17th place all time. Moved into the second quarter, screen pass this time for Montoursville. As the pass is made, Montoursville able to pick up the first down as that went to Fisher on the catch on the screen as Eberhard drew that out as long as he could.
Same thing that happened just now happened last week. That running back is past the line of scrimmage. That means there's linemen downfield. They didn't call that. That he was probably about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage on that.
And last week, like you said, the coaching staff told the officials, so I'm sure Derek is explaining that very thing. We'll see if later on they try it again and it gets called like it did a week ago against Hollidaysburg. Gus Maria has checked into the game, playing on the right side. Eberhardt's going to drop back and pass. Looking deep over the middle. Caleb Hicks on the coverage, and it's going to be well overthrown. It was looking for Frey. Fry, make that Corbin Fry, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, as he did get some separation from Caleb Hicks, but Eberhardt unable to make the connection.
Eberhardt threw that football 50 yards.
And it was a good-looking throw, unable to make that connection, but like you said, definitely a good-looking high school pass from your quarterback for Montoursville, Eberhard. Finish that thought about Gavin Bastian. He moves into 17th all-time in receiving yards, passing Cody Showers, Kirk Stauffer, Chris Zeckman, and Jim Davison, and he's just a sophomore. So it's a second down and 10 for Montoursville. 2 wide receivers are going to split to left, and there's going to be a whistle on this before we get started, as the play clock is at 0, but was a timeout called? And
had to have been.
I don't think the official are talking about they should have reset the play clock, because there's a lot of chit-chat going on here with no definitive answer to what's happening down on the field. Selinsgrove leads this one 7-0, 11-17 into the second quarter. Nick Rice got the lone touchdown of the night. That's his 3rd touchdown of the season, and it came from junior quarterback Mark Pastore. So reset things here. Must have been a play clock issue, because it's back at 25 with no flags, no penalty here. Shotgun for Eberhard. Wide receivers to the left. Going to give it to the deep man, coming from right to left. That Petkowski, and he's going to be dragged and thrown to the turf. And that Ethan Miller on the stop, and it certainly is. And it's funny, certain guys tackle a certain way. That's an Ethan Miller tackle. He doesn't do a lot of grabbing and all that.
I'm saying this with all due respect, okay? I've been watching the umpire, and almost every play he turns around and talks to Othart and Ethan Miller. And fortunately, there hasn't been a penalty called, but those guys, they like to talk inside there.
Loss on the play, 3rd down and 13. Ball sits at the 30-yard line for Montoursville. Inside handoff going to Conklin. Nothing there. Ethan Miller slams him to the turf. Also in on the stop is Gus Maria. Conklin gets up and wants a flag, a little extracurricular he thought there, as a lot of white shirts came on at the end of that play. But it's going to be a 4th down in a punting situation for Montoursville.
Ethan Miller's a good football player. He's around the ball regardless of what happens. See the discussion right now? Every play.
I think they're just getting his address. They want to send him
Is that
Christmas
it?
cards. Those are 2 very
Oh,
nice,
my
genuinely
goodness.
nice guys. They're talking him up. They got him in the hip pocket.
Oh, this is great.
Punting situation here for Montoursville. Punts away, short kick. It's going to go away from Nick Rice and go out of bounds. Add another thing here quick, Steve. Talk about how nice they are. Finelli was waiting for the punt to be snapped. I think a bug landed on his shoulder, and I'm not joking. Ethan Miller walked up and brushed it off his shoulder. Did you see that? Oh my God, it was hilarious. He's in the middle of a fiery game, and he doesn't want a bug to be back with Finelli's shoulder pad on that play there. Great stuff. Checking with other games going around, especially our Blaze Alexander Ford Built for Tough game of the week. We're following the Southern Columbia game as they're taking on Wyoming area. Right now it's a 7-7 ball game between the Tigers and Wyoming area. Here it's 7-0 Seals. 9:49 to go here in the first half. Bashi goes in motion. Give it to Teach, straight up the middle. Nothing there, driven back. Number 63 on the stop that time for Montoursville, and that is Yoklin. They do a nice job up front, Steve. Those guys up front giving Tucker Teets everything he can handle, but it's been the passing game here tonight that's been effective.
Yeah, it certainly has. Offensive line has to get some push here. A couple guys were standing up on that. This reminds me of Mifflinburg. Mifflinburg, remember they're small, tough, quick guys? That's what we're seeing from Montoursville. That's what's giving the Seals O-line some issues.
Got Aiden Lewis on the right along with Phelps. Camden Smith at center. Melhorn a guard and Sassman a tackle. Quick throw to Damaraki, unable to get it to him. Damaraki on the quick slant, but Pastore unable to make that connection. Falls incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Seals. With some updated scores, other games. Lewisburg leading Bloomsburg 7-3. Mount Carmel leading Shikellamy 13-0. Belfont trailing Danville 14-0. And Milton leading in their game 13-0 in the first quarter. 3rd down and 10. Bastion in motion from right to left. Pastore's going to step up, take off and run with it. Trying to get a block, make a man miss at the 50 to the 49-yard line, short of a first down. And here comes Carter Young to try to pin the Montoursville Warriors deep in their own territory.
Give Montoursville credit, Pat. They're playing very, very hard, very athletic group, that interior 5, 6, 7 people that they're playing with. They're around the football.
Carter Young's going to kick this one away for the Seals. Waiting for the snap here. Carter Young averaging 35.3 yards a punt. This would be nice to pin Montoursville deep in their own territory. Gets it away. Off his foot some, and it's going to get a great bounce and go inside the 20. Nope, look like they're going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. So Montoursville defense comes up big, forces a punt by the Seals. Carter Young pins it at the 20. Montoursville will take over trailing 7-0 with 8:13 to go here in the first half. Kind of a game you feel like the Seals are dominating, but it's only 7-0 at this point.
Not on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the only place it matters. As Everhart, we saw in that last possession, threw a beautiful pass, unable to make that connection. You'll see if they go to that again. They come in tonight at 4-4. There are still playoffs aspirations for the Warriors. Man goes in motion. He's going to get the handoff. Bukowski up underneath a defender, and then he's going to be grabbed and held up and eventually taken to the turf there. Sassman in on the stop that time by the Seals, so it's going to bring up a second now. Does Sassman go back to number 6?
61 right here. Got to get used to that. You know why he changed?
Well, Andrews, so he could play on the offensive line, but there is a 6 out there. There's a 6 playing on the left there, if I'm not mistaken. That's Ethan Miller had to change his shirt to number 6 because he's got the neck roll. Man goes in motion. It's going to be inside handoff to Conklin, straight up the middle. Barrels over some tacklers, gets out close to the 30-yard line. Looks like to be as short of a first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for Montoursville.
That was the play Juniata had success on. It's basically an inside crisscross, kind of a counter look. One back goes one way, the other back comes the opposite way. And the linebackers for Selinsgrove are already committed. Consequently, he's up on the second level. That's a tough play. Again, copycat, right? I hadn't seen much of that in their films.
3rd down and 1 here. Under center is Everhart. Got some jumping. The left tackle jumped, and that's going to be walked off as it's going to be a first down, as that was Garrett Parody who jumped on the hard count by Montoursville. So that'll give Montoursville a first down, walk it out to the 34-yard line. Selinsgrove leading 7-0, 6:48 to go. But again, it's worth noting that Sassman's wearing 61, normally wears 6, and now Ethan Miller's wearing 6. Something must have happened with his jersey, maybe some blood or something, so he had to make a jersey switch. Ethan Miller wearing number 6 as the middle linebacker for the Seals. First down and 10 for Montoursville at their own 34-yard line. Petkowski going in motion. Runberger showing blitz. He's coming. Inside handoff. Nothing there. As Spencer George is going to slam him to the turf at the 31-yard line as a defensive tackle. Spencer George coming in and making the stop on the play.
They have not handled any type of pressure that Selinsgrove has provided tonight.
But Spencer George is coming tonight with 33 tackles and 7.5 tackles for loss. Add another one. And it's just as you said, they're not handling that pressure up front. Spencer George got the most out of that one. Petkowski in motion, left to right. Eberhardt getting the snap, rolling to his right. He's got some time, looking downfield, nothing there. Finally gets rid of it.
Nice
He's got
play.
his man, makes the catch on the sideline as he gets beyond the 35-yard line. Looks like 17 making the catch. Crawford making the catch.
And Caleb Hicks.
Big
hit coming out of the secondary.
Making the stop on the far side, right in front of the coaching staff there. One of them being his dad, Derek Hicks. So third down and long for Montoursville. They have it at their own, 37-yard line. Big third down play here for the Seals defense. 5:45 to go in the opening half. Seals leading just 7-0. Nick Rice, 33-yard touchdown reception. Eberhardt looking left. Now he's going to go deep out.
Nice
Knocked
play.
away. That's Sassaman knocking it away as it was intended for Petkowski.
It's funny watching a lineman number out covering the flat. Nice play by Sassaman.
It looked like he had him there for a moment. That's a long throw to make, and Sassaman made the break. And as you said, Steve, it knocked it away, forcing a punting situation for the Warriors.
It's a tough throw for a quarterback. You know, that's opposite hash, throwing it out on the far hash. That's tough to do. That's tough to do at Penn State.
Nick Rice is going to drop back. He's had a good night here so far. Looking for a return here. It's going to be high. He's going to call fair catch, and he's going to let it bounce at the 29-yard line. And it's going to be touched at the 27-yard line. So that's where the beanbag goes. The Selinsgrove will take over at their own 25-yard line. Steve's worth mentioning again. Nick Rice had plenty of time, put himself under that, and he let it go.
My suggestion, if I know football, get somebody else back there. That's tough too. That's a skill that, you know, it's a confidence thing. I don't know who else returns punts for the Seals, but I think I would make that change. He hasn't made a catch since that muff out at Hollidaysburg.
I'd like to see him be explosive from the return man, but his night tonight's been in the passing game. An explosive first half for Nick Rice. Twins to each side. Mark Pastore in the shotgun formation. Teets behind him, taking the snap. Going to quick throw out to Nick Rice. Makes the catch in the flat to the 35-yard line. Gets the first down as he's able to extend it, but there's a flag on the play on the far side.
It's going to be block in the back or a hold right on the point of attack right there. Oh, man.
Just making the catch was Nick Rice. Had plenty of good space out in front. Really didn't need a block at that point. He was close to pick up the first down.
Illegal block in the back against Selinsgrove.
Boy, that's unfortunate.
So going to walk that penalty off against the Selinsgrove Seals and take away what would have been a good catch and throw. The passes they're making are a lot like they did against Bellefonte, just that quick read, and you ask, you know, a lot of times, was that an audible? Whether the defender's playing off a long ways, and he's giving Nick Rice plenty of room out there.
It's a coverage they're in. It's quarter coverage, 4 across the board, and it's a loose man. This kid's 12 yards off the ball. The safety's probably 15 yards off the ball.
Off of 3 of the receivers.
And there they go again.
Nick Rice again. He's going to make the catch, make the linebacker miss, and he's going to get close to a first down pickup. They're depending on the spot there. But Steve, talk about that a little more on how Montoursville's defending these receivers.
Again, cover 4. They're dividing the field in 4s, right? In quarters. They call it quarter coverage. It's a loose man technique, meaning each 4 guy has the guy in front of him. It's basketball, but they're doing it from off leverage. Consequently, the Seals are taking advantage of that, and that's exactly what's happening. See, they're tightened up now.
Allowed him to pick up a first down. That throw to Nick Rice. Handoff is going to go to Teets. dances in the backfield, shakes off the tackle at the 44, going to take it out to the 49-yard line. That's the Tucker Teach we saw a week ago, as he's able to blow through a would-be tackler to take it out to the 49-yard line, and a first down pickup for the Seals.
Okay, so here we go. Here's football coaching, right? They, meaning Montoursville, made the adjustment. They moved the outside linebacker out, just like they're doing now. So the Seals can't throw the quick game. Now run the ball. There's only 5 people in the box.
They're going to go with a quick throw, looking deep down the right sidelines for Damaraki as he's wrestling around with the defender. No flag thrown. It falls incomplete.
They're letting him play. Give him that.
Mark Pastore's pass intended for number
They're letting
14.
him play.
Josh Damaraki incomplete.
It does fall incomplete. Fry on the
Defended
coverage
by
there.
number 83,
Second down and
Corbin
10.
Fry.
As Fry was on the coverage step for step, and it got into a little bit of a wrestling match there, and it looked like Damaraki still had a chance at it even with all the wrestling going on. 4:07 to go in the opening half. 7-0 lead for the Selinsgrove Seals.
6 people in the box again.
Tucker Teets alone back in the backfield. See if they go to him. No quick throw out this time. And nobody looking as Gavin Bastian was the intended receiver, but he didn't see it coming, falls incomplete. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 10.
Josh Damaraki incomplete.
Hard to know exactly who that was intended for, but neither receiver turned around and looked, as they just take like you're saying, take 2 steps, come back for the ball, get it to an athlete, make a play.
Take what they're giving you. Exactly.
So now it's a 3rd down, and we think a passing situation here for the Seals. 4:04 to go in the opening half. Pastore gets the snap, drops back, some pressure, looking over the middle. Got Gavin Bastian a one-hand catch.
One-handed.
At the 35-yard line, tackled at the 31-yard line. First down pickup for the Seals.
Brought
Boy.
down by number 22.
Big time play. Big time play.
From Montoursville 31.
Pastore hits him on the slant. Bastian had to extend a one-handed catch there as he makes the catch and picks up the first down at the Montoursville 31-yard line. Clock moving with 3:42 to go in the opening half. Shotgun formation with wide receivers to each side. See if they run the ball here. They do. Give it to Teets right up the middle. He's got room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Selinsgrove Seals with the flag on the play.
Oh my goodness. I bet they have lost so much yardage in penalties. Oh,
Colin
goodness.
Melhorn, the only guy standing right at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a holding against the Selinsgrove Seals. As Tucker Teach went straight up the middle, broke away from the pack, and easily got into the end zone, but you're going to have to call that one back after a holding call against the Selinsgrove Seals, marching back to the 39-yard line.
Frustrating. As you said, I think they're starting to dominate in most areas of this football game, but it's 7-0. It reminds me of Mifflinburg, first half of Mifflinburg. I don't want to say that.
You did.
I did. Second time. All right.
3 and you're out, like the Yankees. Whoa, whoa.
Yankees. We'll talk about that later.
3:09 to go in the opening
Where's
half.
Messina?
Dropping back down the right sideline, looking for Gavin Bastian. He adjusts on the ball, catches it at the 5, walks into the end zone. Touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals.
No flags?
I don't see any flags.
No flags.
We'll call
Touchdown.
it a Selinsgrove Seal touchdown.
There's what we talked about earlier. Bastian adjusts to the football very, very well. That was underthrown. I think Pastore got nailed here as he was throwing. It was underthrown. He just stopped, adjusted, came back to it. Defensive back kept going. Touchdown.
Carter Young will attempt
Carter Young will attempt
the extra point.
the extra point here, trying to increase the lead to a 2-touchdown advantage for the Seals. Nick Rice will do the holding. Good snap, holds down, kick is up, plenty of distance, and it's good. So with 2:57 to go here in the opening half, the Selinsgrove Seals have pushed their lead to 14-0 on another explosive play by the Seals.
Big needed play. After getting that run called back, they're executing. Just got to stay away from the penalties.
Talk about last week when they had the punt return call back. How would this team deal with that adversity? And they came back with a big touchdown in that possession. Selinsgrove had to deal with, like you said, a big penalty there that looked like it was going to be a touchdown for Tucker Teets. Called back. They turned it around into a touchdown as Pastore able to find Gavin Bastian on a 39-yard touchdown reception. Comes with 2:57 to go here in the first half, completing an 8-play, 72-yard drive, taking 2 minutes and 32 seconds. The extra point good. And the Selinsgrove Seals now lead 14-0 over the Montoursville Warriors. That's Pastore's 8th passing touchdown of the season. Why it's Gavin Bastian's 5th touchdown reception of the season. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Making the adjustment on that. Very difficult as a defender to be able to stop, locate the ball, come back for it. Bastian does it well, gets the ball, tiptoes into the end zone for Seals' 2nd touchdown of the night. They lead 14-0 as Carter Young has it teed up to kick this one away for the Seals. Kick is away, end over end kick is going to be short, bounce at the 10, roll into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for Carter Young as it hit and rolled into the end zone. So it will be first down at 10 for Montoursville as they take over at their own 20-yard line. 2:57 to go here at halftime. Speaking of halftime, Tony Dresser is going to come up. You said about Mark Messina coming up. Let's just have everybody come up, chit-chat with a lot of great people. Susquehanna guy you have in Mark Messina, and also you have Tony Dresser, one of the all-time greats at Selinsgrove. So stick around at halftime, plus we'll give the Seals athletic rundown with Murphy O'Brien, stats from our stat man, Zach Showers, scoring updates of other games going on around the valley, all coming up at halftime. Conklin off to the right. Grab, slam to the turf. Ethan Miller, first guy in. Corey Rumberg helped out Garrett Parody. It looked like Conklin was going to get a full head of steam, but Ethan Miller got there, took him down after the 1-yard pickup.
He did. He was one man away, an Ethan Miller tackle away.
It's funny, we talked about he changed jersey. He's wearing number 6 if you're just joining us, but he does have the neck roll, and he tackles differently than most guys on the Selinsgrove defense.
In a good way.
In a perfect way. 2nd down and 9. Handoff going to go to Bitkowski. He's going to try to cut it back up between the hashes, and he's going to go down there.
And again, that time was Parody and Ethan Miller.
Sassaman also give him credit as well in on the stop, but you love it when it's a host of guys, like you said, Steve, bunch of different guys getting involved as he's going to make the stop.
And what happened there? He set the edge. Kid had to turn it back into where the linebackers were coming. Playing some pretty good defense here tonight, the Seals are.
Shutting Montoursville out at this point with 1:51 to go in the opening half. Eberhardt gets the snap, fakes it, looking to throw it, roll it to his right. Heavy pressure, and he's going to be taken to the turf. Garrett Parody in on the sack that time for the Seals, all the way back to the 12-yard line. As Parody came off that left side, he's filling in for Devin Mitchell, and Derek Hicks likes the speed. He's getting it from the defensive position as we get a timeout by Selinsgrove. They're hoping to get the ball back here and try to get more points on the board late here in the first half.
Perfect timeout. Perfect timeout. That'll give the Seals ample time on a 4th down. They know they're punting.
Well, and also they're going to get the ball to start the second half,
That's
as
right.
you mentioned. Montoursville quarterback Eberhardt coming in tonight, 52 completions on 110 attempts for 784 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But he has thrown over 100 yards in 4 of the 6 games, and you can see why. He definitely has some ability, but he is being pressured a lot by that Seals defense, that aggressive 3-5 defense by the Seals, making it tough going for Eberhardt here tonight for Montoursville. Seals leading 14-0 over Montoursville. 1:40 to go in the opening half, following the timeout. There'll be a punting situation here. Dropping back will be Tucker Teets. Dropping back, he's standing right at midfield.
Think someone heard me?
Always, I heard you at least. Eberhardt gets the snap, gets it away. It's going to be a short kick, and it's going to bounce this time in Selinsgrove favor. So Selinsgrove have a great opportunity with great field position, as they're going to have it at the 32-yard line in Montoursville territory. to set up this offensive possession. Selinsgrove has timeouts to use as they have 2 timeouts remaining. Clock stops on first down pickups, and they've been explosive here tonight. Great, like you said, Steve, great use of the timeout. They still have 1:31 to go. They got plenty of time here on the high school level.
And you know, they're almost in the red zone before they even start. So great field position.
The Seals will pop out of the huddle, send Caleb Hicks to the left along with Nick Rice. Far to the right is Damaraki. In the slot is Gavin Bastian. Shotgun formation for Pastore. Teets behind him. Pastore, quick throw to Nick Rice, making the catch, turns into a tackle, breaks away from a guy to get 9 yards.
Get up on the line, get up on the line. Yep,
Second
they
down
are.
and 1, as you said, get up to the line of scrimmage here. Don't want to use the timeout already. And that's exactly what they do. Same formation here for Pastore. Taking the snap, quick throw, knocked away that time. The defensive lineman on the right side able to knock that one away on that second down and a long one. So it sets up a 3rd down and 1, and you can't run the ball here with timeouts and 1:08 to go here in the first half.
2 timeouts, they still have 2.
As Tucker Teets will line up as a lone back in the backfield, twins to each side. Pastore looking over the defense, gets the snap, gonna give it to Teets, trying to go straight up the middle, not gonna get a push there. So just like that, it's gonna be a 4th down here. Be curious of what Derek Hicks does here, is they're gonna let the clock run. And then they're finally gonna call a timeout here, taken by the Seals as they use their second timeout with 52 seconds to go in the opening half. Selinsgrove leading 14-0. Ball sits at the 25-yard line. 42-yard field goal would be the attempt here if they attempt a field goal. Carter Young's long this season. He's made 7 of them, but his long is from 40 yards. Don't see much wind here.
I was just looking. The flags on our left are blowing with the Seals, but it's dead on the other side. So I think it's relatively nil.
That it won't affect much if they decide to go for a field goal here, but the offensive team is staying on the field, talking to the coaching staff on the far side, right at the 30-yard line. Selinsgrove leading 14-0. The most recent one was a 39-yard touchdown reception by sophomore Bastian. That completed an impressive 8-play, 72-yard drive. It took 2 minutes and 32 seconds with the extra point good, and that's where we stand. Seals lead 14-0 with 52 seconds to go here in the opening half. They'll have a 4th down play here. Pastore looking over the defense, pitching it to Tucker Teets, going to the right. Underneath the defender, dives, and looks like he's going to be short of a 1st down by the mark on the far side.
I think he bounced. If he didn't,
Stop by number 24, Blaze Alexander.
they held him.
And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Back to Montoursville with the first look at it. Tucker Teets not happy with the spot by the official on the far side, but with that run and the stop by Montoursville, it's a turnover on downs. 1st down and 10 for Montoursville with 45 seconds to go. So what looked to be a very positive opportunity for the Seals to add points on the board late here in the first half. They're unable to do that. Give the ball back over to Montoursville. They're going to send twins to each side. Conklin alone back in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if he's sticking in his gut. Nope, they're going to throw. Rolling to the right is Eberhardt. Looking, gets rid of it. Almost intercepted, was it? Nope, we're going to say it hit the turf. As Caleb Hicks tried to come up with his 6th interception of the season. He is a baseball player. He went down on it like he does in baseball, but it skipped to him. In baseball, that was perfectly played, but as a catcher as well, he's a catcher, so he played that like a catcher, but it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Fortunate for Eberhardt that wasn't picked off. 39 seconds to go here in the opening half. This time, 2 wide receivers to the right. Eberhardt's going to give it to Conklin, going straight up the middle. He's met, driven to the turf. As Sassaman in on the stop, trying to get if that's Rumberger on the other side of that, and it is. Corey Rumber making the stop. Short pickup, well short. Clock's running.
I don't know if Montoursville will run another play.
Play clock is at 27 with the game clock at 18. They do not have to if they do not want to.
Nope.
So that would be the final play of the first half. Stick around. We got a lot going on for you here at halftime. As Selinsgrove will go in the locker room leading 14-0 over Montoursville. And that's the end of the first half. Selinsgrove leading 14-0 over Montoursville. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford. This is Eagle 107's coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals on 94 KX.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco. But when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to blazealexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, blazealexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at blazealexander.com.
Platinum Central PA is open its 6th location in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Come see us in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and now Hershey, PA. Take a test drive and be automatically registered to win a brand new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, or visit creditpa.com today and apply for credit. Come on, Central Pennsylvania, you already know. Platinum, baby. We get you done.
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
Welcome back to halftime. Pat O'Brien along with Steve Briggs, Zach Showers, our stat guy, Rick Erdman, our producer, back in the studio. We're at halftime. Selinsgrove leading 14-0 over the Montoursville Warriors, and this is how we've gotten to the point as Selinsgrove would score the first touchdown with 1:39 to go in the opening quarter. They completed a 6-play drive covering 73 yards, took 2 minutes and 54 seconds. The extra point good, and Selinsgrove led 7-0 at that point. That would be the score at the end of the first quarter as Nick Rice got his 3rd pass touchdown reception as Pastore threw his 7th of the season. Again, at the end of the first quarter, 7-0 lead for the Selinsgrove Seals, and the Seals would come back in the second quarter, get a 39-yard touchdown reception from Gavin Bastian. That's his 5th of the year. It's Pastore's 8th passing touchdown of the year. That came from 39 yards out with 2:57 to go in the half. That completed an 8-play, 72-yard drive covering 2 minutes and 34 seconds. The extra point good, and it's a 14-0 lead for the Selinsgrove Seals at that point. That would be all the scoring in the first half. Again, as the Selinsgrove Seals would go on to halftime leading 14-0 over Montoursville. And Steve, you said about it looking similar to what we saw at Mifflinburg in terms of just execution, getting things done. And the difference here tonight, 2 explosive plays, put the ball in the end zone. They lead 14-0. But you have talked about off the air the adjustment that you would expect to see from them, especially from the running game, attacking that defense.
Yeah, what's happened, again, with quarter coverage, it's essentially loose man. You've got guys 10, 12 yards off the ball. The Seals are exploiting that with the quick game. Montoursville's answer is they take the outside linebacker and walk him out of the box. That's when there's a numbers advantage for Selinsgrove inside. Run the football. There's 6 guys in the box. You've got your entire inside group as well as a quarterback to do something. I mean, if they just ran a quarterback sweep away from it, there's nobody on the field. That's, I'm grasping. I'm not running their offense. I'm just saying the Seals can do a little bit better job of attacking what Montoursville's doing to them, a la the quick game, which they've, certainly exploited.
See if they're able to get that kind of connection, that going. And we talked about the offensive line, the adjustments we talked about that they had to make already coming into tonight, and maybe seeing some factor there. The one big Teats run he had got called back on a holding call, and also like I said, the explosive plays from the passing game. But hopefully, as you're talking about, and that's why you're in the booth with me, Steve. You're analyzing things not a lot of people see. So if they can make those adjustments and be able to get that running game, we saw a guy go for 270 last week in Tucker Teets. Keep feeding the ball, and you know as well as anybody, you give a running back. And I said about the rapport of an offensive line, the rapport of an offensive line doesn't get better any easier way than to run the football and ask them just to blow up the guy in front of you. So hopefully the second half will be a little more of that.
And they can. They've had success. They've had big plays called back. That's unfortunate. Learn from it. They got the ball here. Let's take it and put another one in.
Well, and that you talked about the defensive line blowing some things up front. You said they in the Mifflinburg game, guys getting leverage and blowing things up. There wasn't many guys that did it better for Selinsgrove over the years than our guest right now.
Who's this guy?
Oh, look at this guy. Can't even recognize him. His name is Tony Dressler, if you're not familiar.
Oh, man.
All-time sack leader at Selinsgrove, and we got to see it firsthand over the years. He passed Marlon Van Horn, who we interviewed just a couple weeks ago, in the sack. And he called me and he goes, "You got to get me on the air, man. I'm the sack leader." Now, he didn't say that, but we're going to get him on there. Tony, welcome, man. Good to see you. How are things going?
Great. Good. Things are going well. I'm glad for you guys to have me up here in the booth. Playing football still, trying to live out the dream. Unfortunately, sidelined by a little bit of an injury right now.
I was just going to say that. I heard about that.
Yeah, playing Division I football now over at St. Francis University. Yep. We're having a really good year. Just unfortunately, I'm sidelined right now with an ankle injury, but the guys will take care of it. We'll be good. We'll be good.
One thing, don't speed up the growing up process. You be young, and if you want to still play this game, and I know your mom very well and your dad very well, and they're probably choking me out right now if they had a chance, keep living out that dream, man, because you get to be my age at 52. You don't want any regrets and living out that dream. Speaking of Division I, so you go from Lock Haven, or you had a good career at Lock Haven, played there, and then you go into St. Francis. Now, you looked at some different opportunities. Why St. Francis? Why'd you land at St. Francis?
So when I went into the transfer portal, which is a very rigorous process for any college players out there that are entering the transfer portal, it's a very deep, intense process. So I had a few offers from a lot of Division II schools that I previously played against in the 3 years that I started at Lock Haven, and St. Francis came a calling with a very good opportunity, with a very good scholarship to pay minimal dollars and to play a position that would be a little different, but in the end it ended up working out, and I ended up seeing a lot of time while I was not being sidelined by an injury, but it ended up working out. It was great. The coaches are good. It's a great staff, a lot of great players there, and I'm happy I made a decision to end up going there.
Tony, are you considered a graduate student?
Yes, I got my undergrad from Lock Haven, and I am doing my MBA at St. Francis right now currently. Yeah.
Good job. Just on air, some of the teams you play at St. Francis.
Long Island University, Stonehill that got added to the conference, Duquesne.
Yep, out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so a lot of teams in that area, Merrimack, Sacred Heart, who has won the conference the last couple years. They're really contender for the conference this year. It's been a good year.
Good.
So we'll see how it goes out.
And I know you had a couple relatives on this team, right?
Yeah, definitely.
My neighbors.
Yeah, my two cousins, Mason and Logan, are on the team. Shout out to them. They're young.
Yep.
Hopefully they can
develop,
end up turning into some good football players. They got good genetics in them, and they'll be all right.
Absolutely.
Was it Logan who led the team in tackling a couple weeks ago, didn't he? So
yeah. Logan's doing all right.
Freshman Logan.
Yep. And Mason's a sophomore. Yep. They'll be all right. They're going to end up turning into good football players.
Absolutely.
What's been the difference in Division II, Division III? A lot of times you'll hear people talk about, what they perceive as the difference of playing at a different level. What's been different for you trying to adjust to that Division I level?
Well, especially going from defensive end at Division II to playing linebacker at Division I, the biggest change of pace that I can see is definitely the speed. The size is very comparable from the PSAC. The PSAC is a very respectable conference in Division II, very notable conference, very good conference. And then going to a Division I AA school, the size is very comparable with speed. You see the speed. It's all over the field. You see a lot of the FBS transfers. You see a lot of guys from Pitt, a lot of guys from Penn State that may necessarily didn't see the playing time that they were expecting, and they come to this conference, and it's fast. You got to diagnose things a lot faster. I mean, I remember playing on this field not long ago, and you digest things from a high school perspective ended up going to Lock Haven, Division II PSAC school, which is very competitive, starting as a freshman there, and you got to see things a lot faster. To end up going up to the Division I level, it's just the change of pace from each level. The speed is definitely the biggest notoriety thing from each level.
Absolutely.
Talking to Tony Dressler, all-time sack leader for the Selinsgrove Seals, but not only that, able to do a lot of things on the offensive side as well for Selinsgrove. And you just said about remember playing at Selinsgrove. You talk about all those sacks you had, and you record it, and you became the all-time sack leader. Are there certain sacks that you remember that still stand out in your mind, that when that sack happened, it was just a thrilling and something that really sticks with you?
I would say there's definitely two that stick out in my mind. And the first one was being my freshman year, first game starting against Central Columbia. I got a sack, and getting interviewed by you and Ryan Brand after the game. I was tickled pink, a 14-year-old kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, starting as a freshman, getting a sack in my first game. And then I would, understandably so, would be my last sack when we were against Bethlehem Catholic in the state quarters. And getting a sack there, we were on a run. We ended up losing by 1 point. That sack was a huge point in the game. And those are two of the ones. And absolutely number 3 would be at Mifflinburg my senior year, when I broke the record of Marlon Van Horn, and his sister was able to be there and congratulate me. He was not there. But those are the 3 that definitely stick out in my mind. The first one, the last one, and the one that broke the record. So
Well, we enjoyed all of them over the years, that's for sure. And what a dominating performance week in and week out we got from not only from you, but the entire team. And so kind of just give a summary of what do you take away from your career at Selinsgrove as a football player and a very rich history of Selinsgrove football?
Well, I was blessed to be around a lot of great players, like to mention Hunter Croman, Jack Gogler, Logan Libby on offense, Javon Batts. There was a lot of great guys that were around that program that enabled us to be the successful team that we were. I mean, out of the 4 years that I was there, we won 3 district championships. The team nature, the way that we prepared for a game, the way that we were off the field, it was a great experience. I have no regrets. I have nothing but great remorse to say about the players, the coaches, everybody that I played with. It was an outstanding process. And just like everybody says, you can't relive your 4 years again. So you always look back on it. I mean, coming back to a stadium like Montoursville, where they got the better hand of us a couple times that I was in high school, and reliving these experiences, it's just awesome. And I'm blessed to play for the Selinsgrove Seals and be an alumni of Selinsgrove, and it was a great experience for the 4 years that I was there.
Well, you know what, Tony, what you're talking about is culture. And
definitely.
And most programs don't have the culture that you come from, that is our community, and, you know, we're all part of that. And, you know, hats off to you, brother. Been following you, watched you in high school. You know, obviously we're very proud of you, and keep it rolling. Keep it
Appreciate
rolling,
that.
man.
Thank you guys very much. Like you said, that culture, it's just unreal. The way at Selinsgrove, the way people come back,
That's exactly
the way the
right.
families stay around, everybody comes to the game. It's a great culture. Definitely something to be a part of.
Well, glad you could
Good
be
job.
with us. Enjoy the rest of the season. Get well. Who do you got tomorrow?
We play against Stonehill.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So hopefully it'll be their first year as a Division I program. Hopefully we can get the W against them.
Good.
Well, I want to shout out to Ryan Brandt for hooking us up. I
Yeah,
didn't know you were going
Ryan,
to be here, so I'm glad he sent you up. And again, we had Marlon Van Horn, the second all-time leading sack guy at Selinsgrove. And now we got Tony Dressler, the all-time sack leader. So again, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Good to
thank
see
you guys very much. I appreciate
job,
you
Tony.
guys
Time
having
at
me
St.
up here.
Francis, man. One of the best all time at Selinsgrove. Tony Dressler here tonight at halftime as Selinsgrove leading Montoursville 14-0 off of 2 passing touchdowns by Mark Pastore. Let's take a break, come back, get ready for the second half. We're also going to have the Seals Athletic Rundown by Murphy O'Brien as we get ready for the second half. Again, Selinsgrove leading over the Montoursville Warriors. Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford. This is Eagle 107's coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals on 94 KX.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. Make This a Summer event is going on now, and we're celebrating with special pricing for everyone.
We have our best new vehicle inventory of the year with more new arriving weekly, and they have been moving fast.
Make This a Summer event is all about the freedom to travel anywhere you want and the most versatile brands in the world.
We have the vehicle for any family adventure.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbury and experience what we call the Zimmerman difference. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chakosky, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, fourth generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson. And I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to halftime. Again, Selinsgrove leading 14-0 here at Montoursville. Hey, as we're moving through the fall sports, other athletic teams throughout Selinsgrove School District get ready for playoff action and soccer and much more. So let's get a rundown of the Seals athletics with Murphy O'Brien. Yeah. Get ready to start the second half here from Montoursville as teams have returned to the field. Selinsgrove leading 14-0. They got a touchdown reception from Nick Rice, got things going for the Seals from 33 yards out. And then Gavin Bastian got into the mix on a 39-yard touchdown reception with 2:57 to go in that first half. Again, Selinsgrove leads here at 14-0. Plus, as we talked about, Steve, they get the ball here to start the second half. That things unfolded well for them as they deferred to the second half. They got good field position most of the night. They do have 14 points on the board. Like you talked about, we're talking they could easily have 28. They left 14 on the field. They got to get those points back if they want to start to extend this lead against Montoursville.
I think they certainly talked about it. Let's see if we get a straight kick or a squib. Squib.
The squib kick here going to be taken by Caleb Hicks at the 30. going to be hit as he crosses the 35, and he's going to go down there. It's about the 38-yard line. First down and 10 for the Seals as they come popping out of the huddle.
Stop by number 52, Tyler Lefley.
Always a big series right here coming out of half. What adjustments were made? Listening to the guys, you know, what do they like? All those things come into play.
It's a good field position once again. Selinsgrove trying to dominate that here tonight. A week ago they were unable to, as again we talked about the kicker for Hollidaysburg. They can give Selinsgrove a chance to have run backs, but here they swip kick it, and Selinsgrove good field position at the 37-yard line. Quick pitch, Tucker Teach trying to go to the right, nothing there. Conklin in on the stop. Conklin shook off a would-be tackler and made the stop. Loss of 3, and it's going to be a second down and 13 for Seals.
Conklin might be the guy that's the cog in the middle there, as from his linebacker position in the whole first half. That's the first time I saw him come free, but come free cleanly. Certainly he's the adjuster right there on the linebacker crew for Montoursville.
Well, with the play, it sends it back inside the 35-yard line to the 34-yard line. Trips to the left, quick throw out to Nick Rice, making a catch, making a man miss at the 40, still going, stiff arms a guy at midfield, and finally going to be driven down out of bounds at midfield. That's a first down pickup. I think it was the first time we've seen the bunch formation as they went trips to the left.
Yeah, tough to defend that. Good job, good adjustment. There's the adjustment at halftime right there. Nice job, good throw and catch by Mark, and certainly Nick, and getting him in space. That's a great idea.
Been handed the stats from the first half. We'll run those down here shortly as we interview Tony Dressler at halftime. Good to see him. He's on the injured reserve list at this point. He is at St. Francis. Someone's got to go to the sideline. Nick Rice again?
What the heck?
What is he not?
What the heck is going on?
It's the second time. And when I asked Derek about that before, he said his doesn't put his mouthpiece in as he comes out of the huddle and he gets sent to the sideline. So I don't know if that's what we're talking about, as he's going to be directed pretty emphatically to go to the sidelines. So now we've got personnel-wise, got to get another eye.
Looks like he took his helmet off. Maybe it's just a helmet.
So it's got to be equipment deal, because they're not running the clock. They're letting things reset here. The official's going to put the ball back in play. So looks like.
Well, as you know, anything that has to do with head, helmet, they aren't going to, especially the climate, that, so to speak, that's going on right now.
So you send Bastian Fard to the right. I formation with Ethan Miller, who's wearing number 6 at the fullback position. Pastore turns. There's going to be a stoppage here. It's going to be a flag on the play.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Going to be a false start against the Selinsgrove Seals, as Nick Rice is going to make his way back on the field. So a lot of confusion there. Leads to a penalty after the false start, because somebody had come in for Nick Rice, and makes you wonder if they didn't get set there, and thus it causes the penalty against the Selinsgrove Seals. Puts the ball back at the 45-yard line. First down and 15 for the Seals. As they're going to go with the bunch formation again to the right. Caleb Hicks, Gavin Bastian, and Nick Rice. Pastore barking out the calls. Gets it, looking out. Now he's going to look to go down the right sideline. Hit, ball comes out, and it's a scramble. And the official says Seals got it back. They're going to lose 2 more yards on that, as Pastore was getting ready to load up and throw it to Gavin Bastian going down the right sideline, but not able to get rid of it as he got hit. The ball got knocked out of his hands. Seals recover it, but it's a 2-yard loss, and like that, it's a second down and 15 for the Seals.
Pat, that's the opposite of what they've been doing. Everything's been the quick 3-step game. That was a long developing, it was a pump and go, but still, he's got to get rid of it. The guys can't protect that long.
Jack Peters comes into the game playing the left guard position for Melhorn. Melhorn goes to the sidelines. Pastore turns, gives it to Tucker Teets. Hit at the line of scrimmage, does fall forward. A yard pickup. It's going to be a 3rd down and 16 for the Seals, as this drive as a whole has just not looked sharp for the Seals to get things underway here in the second half. 14-0 lead for the Seals with 10:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Having difficult time blocking that front. Very difficult time. Now they're making another stop of the play.
Talk about flow in a game. Flow, flow, flow. And boy, it's not happening here in the second half at this point, as the officials are now chit-chatting. They're at midfield, or actually about the 45-yard line. Not sure what the discussion is about, but the Seals, again, will be forcing a 3rd down and 16 at their own 44-yard line. The line to get is all the way at the Montoursville 40-yard line.
Boy, I have no idea what this is about.
Oh, Selinsgrove will be home next week to take on the Midwest Mustangs, trying to get a win here to improve to 7-2, trying to wrap up the regular season at 8-2, and as all accounts, things play out the way they would, Seals will move into district playoffs and have to travel to Milton to take on the Milton Black Panthers. And the problem is there's not going to be any type of explanation here either.
There's no microphone on the referee.
To try to give us like a signal or, something. But anyways, they're going to put the ball back in play here. Clock's running, under 10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Selinsgrove leading 14-0. Josh Damaraki will split far to the right along with Gavin Bashan in the slot. Twins to the other side as well. Pastore takes the snap, quick slant. Throws it to Gavin Bashan, making the catch. Trying to make a man miss at the 48, driven out of bounds in midfield. So he'll get back to where this possession started, all the way back at midfield, but it's going to be a punting situation here for the Seals after a very strange possession that time for the Seals.
Boy, I guess so. That was almost the officials running the whole tempo of that.
I guess they were giving somebody an explanation because the coaches weren't freaking out on either sideline. So it forces a punting situation here for the Seals. Carter Young drops back to punt this one away. High snap, but he gets to him. He gets it away. Good punt. Batkowski makes the catch at the 11, makes a man miss at the 13, and falls forward to the 16, 17-yard line. So that's where Montoursville will take over. Good job by Carter Young and the coverage team. Nice job to get down there on Batkowski, take him down, and Montoursville will be deep in their own territory to start this possession.
And I think if the Seals are smart and just play with the field position here, be patient, get the ball back, they'll be all set. They should be all set. They've got to get the ball back. They got to stop them here.
1st down and 10 for Montoursville, trailing 14-0, 9:25 to go in the 3rd. 2 wide receivers will split to the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Eberhardt. Rumberger showing blitz. Going to go to Conklin, going to the right, away from the blitz. Logan Othal get there, slams to the turf at the 20-yard line. Pick up 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Montoursville Warriors.
Looks like Miller was, no, Parody.
Number 9, Garrett Parody.
And Othal was in there as well.
Clock running, under 9 to go in the 3rd. Batkowski is split far to the left. There's also a receiver going far to the right. Eberhardt in the shotgun. Rumberger coming on the blitz. Handoff goes to Banks. And he's going to take it beyond the 25 out to the 27-yard line. Looked like to be short of a 1st down. 3rd down and 1 for the for Montoursville against the Selinsgrove defense. Looking for Smoky Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game candidates. See if the Seals defense can come up with one of those here.
Really good pressure that time. Again, it almost looks like they got the whole front ran by them. It's good play by Montoursville against the blitz.
Finelli, Spencer George, Garrett Parody, and now Ethan Miller line up in the front there. Fumble snaps on the ground. And the Seals able to blow it up. It's going to be a loss on the play of maybe a yard. It'll be a 4th down. And you would think a punting situation here for Montoursville.
Well, they're not moving quickly, though. Yep, they're going to punt it.
Stop by number 42, Logan Offit.
I think that was a bad snap, and it was on the ground.
Never got back to him, yeah. You could tell it was all of a sudden a scramble. The back in the backfield went up and grabbed it, but Seals had made that penetration and made the stop to force the loss on the play. So a punting situation as Eberhardt will kick this one away. Tucker Teets standing inside of his own 45-yard line, waiting for this punt, hoping to get an opportunity here. No pressure there, gets away. Tucker Teets lets it bounce. They're going to pick it off the turf at the 36-yard line. Try to get to the wall, the left sideline. And going to be knocked out of bounds as he gets into Montoursville territory. No flags on the play, so it will be a return to the Montoursville 44-yard line. Seals take over once again with great field position to start this possession.
It was a nice job. He did get it on a couple bounces. The adjustment is to move those guys up. There's no question about it. But they also, if they can catch the ball in the air, it's much better in the timing and the blocking, the whole deal.
Like I said, he does pick it up, get some good field position to start this drive. As Gavin Bastian split far to the right. Holtzapfel goes in motion from the tight end. It's going to go to Tietz in the backfield. Tiptoes. Gets the second level to the 40. Falls to the 39-yard line. He's going to pick up 5 yards on the carry. Second down and 5 for the Seals.
Stay patient. Continue to do that. They can't stop it.
On the stop for Montoursville. Yonkin got in there. Also, Conklin were able to make some penetration, but a good 5-yard pickup, and it's going to set up a second down and 5. 14-0 lead for the Seals. 6:44 to go here in the third period. Bastian again, the lone receiver on the right. 1-on-1 with the defender here. Holtzapfel will go in motion again from right to left. Pastore looking, got some time. Deep over the middle, looking for Bastian, who's going to be knocked to the turf, and there will be a flag on the play.
He basically tackled him.
And now another flag comes in after that.
I think that was just an exclamation point.
Look at stats from the first half, given to us by our stat man. 7 first downs for the Seals, 34 yards rushing, 179 yards passing for 213 total yards. For Montoursville, just 4 first downs, 20 yards rushing, 20 yards passing, a total of 40 yards of offense for Montoursville. Pastore 10 for 16, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first half. Rice had 10 catches, 120 yards and a touchdown. Bastian 2 catches, 59 yards and a touchdown. For Eberhardt, 4 for 11 for just 20 yards. Conklin, the leading rusher for Montoursville in the first half, 6 carries for just 13 yards. Selinsgrove has it after the pass interference call inside of Montoursville 25-yard line. Wide receivers each side. I formation behind Pastore. Going to go to Tietz. Try to follow behind Ethan Miller. Does. Ethan Miller is going to lead the way along with that offensive line to allow Tietz to get inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Good pickup, about 6. It's going to be a second down and 4 for the Seals.
As you said, that was a really good pickup. And what I really liked about that is Montoursville kept essentially their 4-3 group inside, so there were a lot of bodies in there, and the Seals blocked it. That was a big run, 6-yard gain. Really nice.
Yep. So second down, maybe give them 7 on that. I formation again, same look for the Seals. Blitz coming by Montoursville. Give it to the fullback. Ethan Miller blowing things up straight up the middle. Makes a move at the 5 towards the goal line. Touchdown Selinsgrove Seals.
If they stay with that, good job.
As Ethan Miller able to bounce off some would-be tacklers. Broke it to the left. Made a man miss at the 5. Gets to the goal line. Touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals. Their first rushing touchdown of the night for the Seals.
What the Seals did is, again, completely different from what they've shown all night. They've been going one back, double tight. That was 21 personnel is what we call it. Tight end flanker, I backs, and they just pound it. They cut down their splits, and boom.
The extra point by Carter Young is good, increasing the lead for the Selinsgrove Seals to 21-0. That's Ethan Miller's first rushing touchdown of the season, and it comes at a big moment, increasing the Seals' lead to 21-0 with 5:33 to go here in the third quarter. Ethan Miller's touchdown comes from 18 yards out, completing a 4-play drive, covering 44 yards. Took 1 minute and 42 seconds. The extra point good by Carter Young. Seals lead 21-0 with 5:33 to go here in the third period. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Pat, Nick Rice was the holder as he is each time the PAT or field goal. The referee walked off the field with him there, and they were It looks like they were talking about his mouth guard. As you mentioned earlier, that Coach Hicks mentioned he doesn't do that sometimes. I don't know if he had his mouth guard in. That's not a penalty, though. That'll be a warning.
And I know it's happened in games before with him, so it's kind of curious that way. But Ethan Miller gets his first rushing touchdown of the season, come from 18 yards out, had to dispose of the would-be tacklers and then make a move at the 5 and take it into the end zone for a score. Could that be a candidate for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game? Return man at his own 7. Up the left hash, makes a move, able to take it beyond the 20, out to close to the 24-yard line as Keedy takes it for the return for the Montoursville Warriors. Selinsgrove go back on defense, leading 21-0 over Montoursville with 5:28 to go in the third period.
That looked like Logan Dressler, cousins of Tony, brother of Mason. The Dresslers are.
Tony's very proud of the young man, and he well should be. He's having a nice freshman year and sophomore year for both guys. So Montoursville has it at their own 24-yard line to start this possession, trailing 21-0. Eberhardt going to give it to the deep man. Zach Conklin going to the right, gets a good push, still going beyond the 30. Looks like they'll mark it about the 31-yard line. Boy, it looked like a wave in the ocean. It just, the whole line moved.
Yeah, that was a good attack by Montoursville. They can't come back by running inside zone when you're down 21-0.
Take a look at the Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week as Southern Columbia leading Wyoming area 41-14. That's at halftime. Shotgun for Eberhardt, second down and short, takes the snap, looking over the middle, gets rid of it, looking for Bukowski, falls incomplete, well defended over there, that's Ethan Miller, but also Gavison on the coverage, falls incomplete. It's going to be a third down, and we're going to call it long two for Montoursville.
Ethan Miller might have gotten his hand on that as a breakup there. I don't know, stat guy, do we call that a breakup?
Other updated scores, Mount Carmel leading Shikellamy 28-14. And Lewisburg leading Bloomsburg 21-0. Just some updated scores of other games going on around the valley. Third down play here for Montoursville. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Blitz coming for Brumberger, also Othout. Going to hand it off to Conklin in the backfield, hit. And he's not going to go anywhere. White shirts all over him. And it's going to be short of first down, and it would appear to be a punting situation here for the Montoursville Warriors, even though Eberhardt is coming to the sideline to talk to the coaching staff.
4th and 1, they're going for it. You know what? Give him credit.
4th down and 1.
There we go. He changed it. He heard me.
Decredit him.
No credit there.
It's kind of like my credit cards. No credit, sir.
Reverse that. No
Reverse credit.
Back.
Now Nick Rice will drop back, waiting for this punt from Eberhardt. It would have been a 4th down and 1. They choose to punt it, or do they go for a fake?
Stay on side.
Eberhardt gets a good snap. Nope, he'll get it away. Short kick going to go off to the left and go out of bounds on Montoursville sideline. The official's going to mark it in. Nope, right at midfield. So Selinsgrove again, Steve, great field position. Look like they're going to win that field position battle here tonight. They lead 21-0, and they'll get the ball right at midfield to start this possession, 1st down and 10.
They got to capitalize, though. They haven't done an exceptional job with that tonight. A lot of drives have fizzled out. They are up 21-0, but as we said, it could have been a lot worse so far. Same formation again, Pat.
They go with the I formation. Ethan Miller will line up as the fullback. Wide receivers each side. Give it to Tucker Teets, straight between the tackles. Hits, spins, trying to get away from a tackle. Is not going to be able to. As Banks was the first one to blow things up, forcing Teets to try to bounce it to the left. But Conklin and fellow Montoursville tacklers giving credit to number 24 on the stop. That's Blaze Alexander. They're our sponsor. They sponsor our Built Ford Tough game of the week.
We've got the sponsor's kid,
tackling
grandkid, Well, obviously is a relation with that name, right?
That's just a straight up advertising. He better make a lot of tackles. 2nd down and 9 for the Seals in Montoursville territory. Pastore, quick throw out to Nick Rice. 1-on-1 with the defender. Able to drag a defender for a first down inside of the 40-yard line. Nick Rice dominating his best night of his career coming tonight here at Montoursville for the senior Nick Rice.
Taking advantage of what they're giving them. Again, defenders are 10, 12, 13 yards off the receiver. Throw a hitch. Throw the stop route.
Taking advantage of it there. So it's a 1st down and 10 for the Seals at the Montoursville 39-yard line. Give it to Ethan Miller. Last time he touched it, he scored a touchdown. This one is going to fall forward for 2, and there's a flag on the play right where Ethan Miller is being tackled. So they're going to stop things right there. Take a look at some other updated scores for you. Danville up on Bellefonte, easy in that one. Penns Valley beating Midwest 42-0. Milton all over Conewisca Valley 42-0. Phillipsburg leading Montgomery 50-0 at halftime, and Lime Mount leading Juniata 10-0. Other games going on around the valley. Here, Selinsgrove leading 21-0. Clock moving with 2:23 to go in the 3rd. Ball sits at Montoursville's 49-yard line. Pastore gets rid of it. Look for back.
That was a very similar play.
This time they're going to have Rice and Bastion on the right side together. Broken eye behind Pastore. 3rd down and 19. Now we got some movement. So 3 guys move, the quarterback, the fullback, and the receiver, but nobody else. So it's going to be a false start against Selinsgrove. They're going to walk that off to put the ball all the way back into Selinsgrove territory at the 47-yard line. The line to get for a first down for the Seals is at Montoursville's 29-yard line. 2 minutes and 6 seconds to play here in the 3rd period. Not a clean 3rd period here for the Selinsgrove Seals outside of the 18-yard touchdown run by Ethan Miller to push the Seal lead to 21-0 here in the 3rd. Now I got twins to each side on this 3rd down play here, 3rd and 24. Pastore steps up, gets rid of it. Looking over the middle for Bastion. Bastion trying to make a play on it, can't. Defended well, falls incomplete, and it's going to be a 4th down as Carter Young will come out to punt this one away.
Basically all you could do in that situation, and it was almost complete. Tough throw. Tough catch.
The feel for this has really kind of come to a halt here. Fortunately, Seals are leading 21-0. But trying to get a hold of some rhythm here. High snap, but Carter Young's going to get it away. End over end kick. It's going to bounce about the 20-yard line and still get a good roll down inside the 10. We marked about the 9-yard line. Great balance for Carter Young. Look, it's going to sail out of bounds.
I thought it was going to go out of bounds, exactly.
And it sailed off to the right and stayed in bounds and got a fortunate roll for the Seals. And it puts the ball inside the 10-yard line with 1:45 to go here in the 3rd. And Selinsgrove leading 21-0. Selinsgrove got a passing reception from Nick Rice at 33-yard touchdown reception in the 1st quarter. And then Bastion on the other end of a Pastore 39-yard touchdown reception. So puts the Seals up 14-0. And the most recent score, again, Ethan Miller on an 18-yard touchdown run. That's where we stand. 21-0 lead for the Seals with 1:45 to go here in the 3rd period. Eberhardt in a shotgun formation. Blitz being shown by the Seals. Betkowski will go in motion. He'll get the call. Going all the way from right to left. He's got some room. Gets to about the 15 and is going to be blown out of bounds. That's going to be Gavison who makes the stop. Looks like a marker right about the 15. So a positive run for Montoursville. To give him a 5-yard pickup. That's a long way to run to pick up 5 yards for Betkowski. But it's a positive play, 2nd and 5.
Really nice pursuit by the Seals. It was that speed sweep, whatever you want to call it, to get to the outside flank.
So 2nd down and 5 for Montoursville. This time 2 wide receivers will split to the right for Eberhardt as he looks over the defense. 2 backs in the backfield, but he's going to throw deep down the right sideline. Out there, Cable Hicks trying to make an adjustment on it. They caught it off of the deflection as Montoursville is going to take it into Selinsgrove territory. Tackled by Othal as the receiver, number 83, makes the catch off the deflection. That's Fry, and it gives the Montoursville Warriors their best offensive play of the night.
Off of deflection. Good heads up by Othal, or that was gone. He was the only man left.
A 42-yard reception for Montoursville off the deflection when it looked like Caleb Hicks was going to make the adjustment on it. Handoff goes to the deep man, hit by Ethan Miller making the stop, and he celebrates with his fellow senior linebacker, Corey Rumberger.
Another tackle for a loss.
A 2-yard loss on that. Count them up for Ethan Miller.
Terrific job by Miller. Good read. He's got a nose for the football.
And this is Ethan Miller that finished last week with 10 tackles, his 3rd double-digit tackle game this year, including 4 tackles for loss, and that came a week ago against Hollidaysburg. Eberhardt drops back, looking to throw, get pressured out of the pocket, rolling to his left, going to take off and run with it. Going to be knocked out of bounds that time by Sassaman at the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd down play here for Montoursville at Selinsgrove's 40-yard line.
That was one of the only times, and I will say this, minimal on the year, that Spencer George went inside when he should have stayed in containment.
And Eberhardt took advantage of
and
that.
He took advantage of it. He went inside, went underneath the tackle.
Eberhardt getting the snap here. Fakes it to his deep man, rolling to his right, being chased by Parody, gets rid of it.
Nice.
And knocked
play.
Away by Caleb Hicks, extended himself and knocked it away from Fry. Beautifully done by the cornerback for the Seals. Man, really stuck his foot in the ground and
he
exploded
breaks
to
on the ball. He breaks on the ball.
Well done by the junior, Caleb Hicks, to knock that ball away and avoid would have been a 1st down pickup for Montoursville. 28 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. Clock to stop after the incomplete pass. 4th down, as you said, Steve, at Selinsgrove 40-yard line. It's a 4th down and 7 for Montoursville, and they will go for it.
I don't know why they...
Now they're going to call timeout here.
It's just to reset the clock, but why? Why would you do that? There's no reason to reset it. It wasn't a penalty. It was an incomplete pass.
And the game clock's running now. Shotgun formation for Eberhardt. Rumberger showing blitz. He's going to come. Garrett Parody chasing it from behind. Eberhardt gets rid of it, looking to get it to Bukowski. Did he make the catch? They say he did. It'll be a 1st down pickup.
Good throw and catch. Good throw and catch.
As Eberhardt had to roll to his right, get away from Parody, and they're going to let that clock run down. That'll be the final play of the 3rd period as Montoursville's got their biggest threat of the night. Move it inside Selinsgrove 35-yard line at the 31-yard line, but Selinsgrove still leading 21-0. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford, and this is Eagle 107's coverage of Selinsgrove football on 94 KX.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chakosky, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, 4th generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915. Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at Selinsgroveford.com.
Nice.
We move into the fourth quarter, and of course, starts with a good defensive play by the Seals. Garrett Parody is able to make the stop, blow things up, loss on the play to start the fourth quarter for the Seals defense. It'll mark the ball at the 35-yard line. Again, this is the biggest threat of the night for the Montoursville Warriors, but a loss on the play there puts the ball back at the 35-yard line.
Second and long.
Second and long. Yep. Blitz being shown by Othout. Man goes in motion. That's Fry. It's going to be handoff to Conklin, going right. Able to get away initially from Sassaman. But Sassaman held him up enough for Garrett Parody to finish him off.
Initial hit by number 61, Andrew Sassaman.
Again, we move into the fourth quarter. We're looking for Schmokadam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game.
That was that inside counter again. And
yep, that you said about Juniata, right?
Yep, that Juniata showed. Nice play by Sassaman.
So it's a third down and long still for Montoursville. Man goes in motion from right to left. High snap to Eberhard. He gets it, looking over the middle. It's got a man wide open. He's going to make the catch and fall to the turf inside the 15. Making the catch that time was Keedy. And that's the biggest threat so far for Montoursville all season long. Over my time of covering Selinsgrove, you talk about bend but not break. It's going to be tested here.
Yes, it is. Where's this passing attack been all night?
And Keedy was the one that went in motion from right to left, and he got open going down that left hash. And Eberhard, again, I like the throw. Is he able to find him? Unfortunately, not able to stay on his feet, but made the catch down to about the 10-yard line for the Montoursville Warriors. Trying to get on the board for the first time here tonight. Going to give it to Banks, going left. Second level, goal line. Touchdown for the Montoursville Warriors. So Montoursville gets on the board. This time it goes to Banks as he went to the left, able to cut it back up under a would-be tackler and take it to the goal line to get the Montoursville Warriors on the board. And it comes with 10-11 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Some really nice offensive plays that whole drive.
Number 38, Wyatt Fry, will attempt the extra point.
Fry will attempt the extra point off to Eberhard. Hold, plenty of distance to get it through, and it did. So the extra point is good. So with 10-11 to go here in the ball game, Montoursville's cut into the Selinsgrove lead as Seals now lead 21-7 following the touchdown run by Banks. And you said it, Steve, with good offensive possession. They had to deal with negative plays. They got a good long throw, and they really took advantage of some opportunities given to them, and two big hookups, the pass and then the long run for the Montoursville Warriors. They completed a 10-play drive covering 91 yards. It took 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Finished off by 11-yard run by Banks. The extra point good, and Seals now lead 21-7 over Montoursville. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
That was the type of drive where it gave them some life. I mean, I didn't realize it was a 10-play drive on that, but they earned every bit of it. It wasn't a, crazy penalty. That was a really strong drive. So Seals, we're in for a football game here the last quarter, Pat.
Maybe open their eyes a little bit as they got a little bit comfortable with that 21-0 lead that they were able to get to in the third period on that Ethan Miller 18-yard touchdown run. But Montoursville, no quit in the Warriors, come back with that 11-yard touchdown run and cut into the lead. Seals still lead by 2 touchdowns, 21-7. Getting the ball here, see if they can get good field position and put a possession together to answer the Montoursville touchdown. Return man Tucker Teets is going to go pick it up about the 16. Trying to get it up the right sideline, is going to be met and slammed to the turf, out of bounds. Seals have one of the worst starting field positions of the night as they're going to have it deeper in their territory with 10:07 to go here in the ball game. Trying to get to 7-2.
Need a sustained drive, keep the chains moving, get some points.
From their own 24-yard line.
We can put it at the 24-yard line after the Tucker Teets return. Nick Rice will go to the left. He's had a monster night tonight. See if he can get back in the mix here as defender Fry is standing 7 yards off of him. He's at the left hash. Selinsgrove line up on the right hash. Go to Tucker Teets, going off the right. Gets a push short of the 30-yard line, get to the 29-yard line.
Positive play.
And using clock here. Said they're going to get about 4 on that. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 for the Seals. And if I heard you right, Zach, Phillies leading 1-0 and 1-1 now. And their playoff action against the Padres. That's the Phillies. You can be heard on Eagle 107 here tonight. That's why we're on 94 KX. Pastore looking over the defense. Play clock at 5. Gets the snap, gives it Teets. Going right between the tackles. Not much there. Does fall forward. Going to make it a 3rd down and 2 for the Seals. A host of Montoursville Warriors up front along with Banks making the stop. So a big 3rd down here for the Seals to move the chains and keep this clock moving. See if that offensive line gets the push here. You stay with what they just ran and keep it between the tackles.
It's 3 yards. They can't stop you. No, right now, the Montoursville is going to put a whole bunch of people in front of them. They're staying in the 21 personnel, tight end, flanker, eye backs. A lot of bodies in the inside, maybe a toss outside.
Pastore under center, takes the snap, give it to Teets, going
Off
right.
tackle.
He's going to get a 1st down and more as he's going to tiptoe out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So Seals pick up a 1st down, and Tucker Teets comes sprinting off the sidelines back to the huddle.
Very good.
So a lot of positive there, like you said. Pick up a 1st down. Clock continues to move. 8:33 to go here in the ball game. Seals leading 21-7.
I mean, there's a size advantage for Selinsgrove. If they can play with how they're lining up, continue it right down the field.
No rush here. Taking it, give it to the fullback, Ethan Miller, pushing forward. Hit by number 54 that time, but able to drag him forward. That's Wayner. He falls forward for another positive yards for the Seals.
It certainly looks like that's the philosophy, which is great. Look again, that's 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards.
Using a lot of times
Can't
between
stop
plays. 8:08 to go in this one. 21-7 lead for the Seals. Gavin Basham will put far to the left. 1-on-1 with Fry. Nick Rice to the right. Play clock at 7. Give it to deep man, Tucker Teets. Hit the line of scrimmage. Pushing guys.
Great
Falling
run.
forward. Close to a 1st down sticks. Looks like going to come up 1 yard short at the 47-yard line. Make it 2 yards short. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 2, and you think you continue to go the same thing or go the pitch that pick up the 1st down the last time.
Don't lose the objective of the whole day. Come up here, play well, get out of here at 7-2. That's the philosophy. Stay with it.
With the home matchup next week against your Snyder County rivalry, the Midwest Mustangs. I formation, 3rd down and 2 for Pastore. Clock at 5, play clock at 5. Going to give it to Teets, going left this time. Trying to bull his way close to the sticks. It's all going to matter of spot here.
I think
The
they gave
official on the
it
far side has it as a 1st down, but now it's starting to rock it a little bit of crooked there.
All they have to do is touch that line. It's a 1st.
Let's see if they measure here. They're going to give it to them and see what they do here. I haven't seen a call
That's
yet.
a 1st.
The 1st down pickup.
Move the chains. Yep.
Yep, there they go. 1st down pickup. I didn't see the big 1st down by the, did you? Back in the old days, remember they used to do that? Or,
Now all they do is this.
Yeah, they just, tell them to get down there. Oh, I miss those days.
That's when the Redskins were called the Redskins.
Yes, and it was always
And the
Rigo.
Hogs.
Rigo pick up the 1st down, and they would yell, "Hard down." Go to Teets, straight up the middle. Another big positive play. Dragging defenders. He wants more to the Montoursville 40-yard line. That's the 1st down. So do that little, oh, he gave us a little more emphatic that
was a
time and
first.
wind that clock
Move
for the
them over.
Seals.
Stop by number 17, Todd Crawford. 1st down, Selinsgrove.
6:16 to go in this one. Seals looking to come away with the win here, like you said, Steve.
That's the whole idea.
Looking to prove the 7-2, setting up next week. Looking to finish out the season with 4 straight wins. High formation behind Pastore. Give it to Teets again. Tiptoes in the backfield. It's got some room. Ball's on the turf. And looks like Montoursville's going to take over first down and 10. Hey, we talked about at halftime, the Seals Athletic are full mode here in late in the fall here. And we get a chance for those that don't get an opportunity here at halftime. Murphy O'Brien gives us the Seals Athletic rundown for the Seals.
This week, the boys soccer team brought home a big 13-0 win over Schmoken to celebrate their senior night. Girls soccer had a huge 1-0 win at Milton and a 6-0 win against Huntington. Field hockey lost to Greenwood in a close game and lost to Lower Dauphin later in the week. This is Murphy O'Brien. Join me each week for the Seals Athletic Rundown on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
As Petkowski gets the call on that speed sweep, and it's Caleb Hicks on his run pursuit.
Wow.
Blows that up from his corner position.
That was a loss of about 8 yards on that play.
They try to go back to that one. It got 5 yards the last time they did that, but that time Caleb Hicks comes in and just blows it up.
And the clock is still running. He never made it out of bounds.
5:24 to go in the ball game. Selinsgrove leading 21-7 over Montoursville. Montoursville came in tonight at 4-4. Look at outside chance to get some playoff action for the Warriors. Selinsgrove trying to finish the season out with 4 straight wins. This is going to go to Eberhardt, rolling to his right. Look, it gets rid of it. Looking over the middle, it's got a man there making the catch. Tackled at the 30-yard line. That time by Gavison, as Eberhardt shows his arm once again and able to find his intended receiver for a big catch by number 41. That's Fisher making the catch.
Yeah, he got behind the safeties. I think they bid on the play action, which really can't happen. Secondary, right? You're pass first, run second. That can't be opposite.
As
That's
Eberhardt's rolling to the left, and it's a flag being thrown as Eberhardt's still rolling, as Garrett Parody's chasing him down, and he's finally blown up at the 29-yard line.
Coming back. As a hold on Othart.
And it's going to be hold against the Montoursville Warriors.
That was a good call.
Well, I've come to realize that all calls that go in our favor are good.
That's true.
So they're going to walk that one off. Again, we're looking for candidates for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. And during our postgame, we'll announce the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. During our postgame, we'll get the stats from our stat man, Zach Showers, get you scores from other games going on around the Valley, including if we get you finals of our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, brought to you by Blaze Alexander. So the penalty puts the ball outside the 40 in Selinsgrove territory at the 43-yard line. Eberhardt drops back again, looking, getting some pressure this time as Rumberger's going to get to him and throw it away.
That's a penalty.
It's got to be intentional grounding, and
yes,
it will
be.
There's
a flag on the play.
That's a loss of down, and they're going to march it from back that spot.
Steve Corey could talk more about this than I can. Well, probably not in 2009, because I don't know many times that he was chased down by a defender on a sack. But as a quarterback, you turn and look and see Rumberger coming for you. I'm going to throw intentional grounding too. I mean, he just chucked it to nobody. But Rumberger, I mean, if I could see the fire coming out of the ear holes of his helmet, man, he wanted him so badly. Rumberger, what another great linebacker at Linebacker Grove for Selinsgrove Seals. And with our interview with Tony Dressler, he had a chance to touch on our Linebacker Grove. When he get a chance,
well, he's one of them.
He was
a D end, I know, but he's a linebacker now. So what does that? How does that count?
Whatever he wants it to be.
And he looks the part. My God, when he walked in here,
we thought we were being attacked. Eberhardt drops back under heavy pressure again. Going to get rid of it. Down the right sideline. Got a man wide open. Petkowski makes a man miss. And is finally be tackled to the turf by Gavison. But the Montoursville Warriors not going away. Continue to deal with negative plays and penalties. And somehow still able to work the ball into Selinsgrove territory at the Selinsgrove 27-yard line. Said they are dealing with lots of stuff.
That's right. I don't know how they're getting behind this secondary.
Bukowski in the shotgun. Going to give it to Banks, going left. Banks has the lone touchdown run for the Montoursville Warriors. Going to be tackled about the 25-yard line. So pick up about 5 here for Montoursville. It will be a 4th down. 4-down territory here for Eberhardt and the Montoursville Warriors, trailing 21-7 with 3:28 to go. And Montoursville's thinking we can get on the board. Boy, it's going to make this onside kick very interesting.
It is. Big down right here, 4th and 5.
Conklin alone back in the backfield. That's going to be a timeout taken here. It's going to be taken by Derek Hicks and the Selinsgrove Seals. Hey, get a chance to talk about that linebacker. Selinsgrove has a rich history at linebacker position, rich enough that we've deemed Selinsgrove Linebacker Grove. It started in the mid-'70s with our buddy Marlon Van Horn, continued through the 70s with our buddy Rick Shuck. The rich history at linebacker position seen throughout the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s when the Selinsgrove defense implemented the aggressive attacking 3-5 defense to get this overabundance of linebacker talent on the field at the same time. Along the way, there have been some brothers who have made up this rich history at Linebacker Grove. We talk about guys like Joe Kahn and Ben Kahn, Ethan and Brian Troutman, Nate and Bill Moore. There's been a father-son duo in Jim and Brandon Heil. Jim blessed his son with 148 tackles his senior year, but the younger Heil finished his senior season in 2021. That included 110 tackles, 21 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, and several block punts, on his way to all-state honors and a chance to compete in the Big 33 game. He continues his playing career at Kutztown. We'll continue to recognize the great names of Linebacker Grove throughout the 2022 season. So following the timeout, it's a 4th down and a long 4 for Montoursville, and they move. Steele will watch Montoursville have another penalty go against them. Steve, Joe, Ben Kahn, you got Ethan and Brian Troutman, Nate and Bill Moore. Keep bringing the brothers out here because they can play some linebacker here. And you talking about Ben Kahn. We saw Ben Kahn or found out he was on the Hollidaysburg staff. You said he's a lawyer out that way.
Yes, Ben's a lawyer out in that region. Has done a fabulous job. His brother Joe is doing a super job as D-end up at Bloomsburg. You know, and obviously great family. Their dad coached with us for a year.
And now we're going to get another whistle here.
Timeout.
Wow.
The Moores, I had the pleasure of coaching both of those guys, Bill and Nate, with us over at Susquehanna. Yeah, super. It's what Tony was talking about at halftime. It's the culture of this place, right? It's just great football, great community, great families. How many families just keep rolling through with people? It's really neat to be part of. And I'm not a native. I came in, you know, we've been here almost 35 years, but our kids grew up here. My wife teaches in the district. It's just neat being part of this.
Speaking of wives, and my wife's obviously in the school district as well. And
that's right. They teach together.
They teach together along with Zach as well, all in the school district. So
and this guy here, another one. A couple Hall of Famers that you teach with. One Mike Ferrero across the way, and Kenny Shratoma just getting inducted in our Hall of Fame.
I thought you would say our wives are the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
They are Hall of Famers.
Yep.
Ring of Honor at least.
Ring of Honor.
4th down here for Montoursville. Eberhardt looking over the middle.
Incomplete.
And can't find a connection
flags.
to Bukowski, and no flag thrown there as Eberhardt was looking for one, but it falls incomplete. So it's going to turn over on downs back to the Selinsgrove Seals. So they bend but don't break and continue to hold a 14-point lead, 21-7 over the Montoursville Warriors.
Okay, nice drive for 3 minutes. And like we said, get out of here with number 7.
3:10 left here. Look at some updated scores. Mount Carmel leading Shikellamy 42-14. Lewisburg leading Bloomsburg 21-16. Danville all over Bellefonte, an easy one, 65-0. And Southern leading 48-21 as part of our Blaze Alexander Ford Built for Tough game of the week. Speaking of tough, going right up the middle of the Seals. Tucker Teets takes it to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 5. It'll be a 2nd and 5 for the Seals.
I'm going to be a critical coach right here. Tucker's got to get both hands on the ball, especially this late in the game. That right there, he had what we call a low ball. He's got to get that ball up tight when he goes through the line of scrimmage. If it's low, they're going to grab at it. And that's what happened when he fumbled here 2 series ago.
He does hold on to the ball on that one to pick up the 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Pastore watching the play clock, under 4 seconds, and he'll get the snap here. Tucker Teets will get it again. Tiptoes to the right, takes away a defender. Another one, gets the first down, gets it outside the 40 to the 42-yard line. And Steve, it just completing that thought, when you say about Tucker Teets, he's just too talented to lose possessions and lose the ball. And it's something just so we saw in that run there, we know he's got to fight and fight and fight, and he fights there to pick up that first down. So it's even more reason to back up your point there. Tuck that thing away. Go ahead and put the extra hand on it if you need to.
You always want to say high and tight. That ball, the point of that football should be high when you're running the football. That means it's tight against your body.
Clock will go under 5 seconds to go. 1:50 to go in this one. Selinsgrove leading by 14. Tucker Teets gets the call again. Going straight up the middle, crosses the 45-yard line. Looks like a marker right about the 45-yard line.
I don't think that was Tucker. I think that was...
Was that Ethan Miller that time or Rumberger?
Rumberger.
Yep, Rumberger.
Yep. 2 looks like 3.
It's very close to the same number. We have a timeout here called. Teams will make their ways to the respective sidelines. Again, we set things up here. Selinsgrove pretty much in place for district playoff action. It looks like they'll travel to take on the Milton Black Panthers, as the Milton Black Panthers in a runaway here tonight in their game. As Selinsgrove will play Midwest next week, will be a heavy favorite at home, senior night, final regular season home game for the Seals. So it looks like we'll get an opportunity to travel to Milton, as the Seals will take on a very good, much improved Phil Davis coach Milton Black Panther team.
And a Matt Wenrick coach defense. He's still a Seal. I don't care where he's coaching.
And Ben Kahn as well at Hollidaysburg, and Spencer Meyer and Logan Libby and the whole crew. Always a Seal. Great ones, have an impact at other programs. Good for them. High formation, 2nd down and long. Give it to Tucker Teets. Nope, that's Rumberger again. Going to the right, nothing there.
Stay in bounds.
And he finally falls, and the whistles are blowing to stop the play, but he does stay in bounds. Clock runs at 1:30 to go. Here, there is a man down on the field. It looks like it's 22, maybe Holtz Apple down on the field.
22.
So JT will make his way out on the field to take a look at as Holtz Apple, as he's slow to get up off the turf. Next week, I guess my understanding, if the Phillies win, they'll move into the World Series. So we would be back on 94.1 again if Phillies are playing on a Friday night schedule. As Selinsgrove moved to 94KX tonight for that very reason, because the Philadelphia Phillies making a run in postseason action, taking on the Padres here tonight. Updated score on that one between the Phillies and the Padres. Phillies up 3-1. Yep, Phillies up 3-1 on the Padres. So as Zach cheers on the Philadelphia Phillies, Steve, you're cheering on your New York Yankees.
I was hoping for a Yankee-Philly World Series.
Still a possibility.
In the East. 17 strikeouts 2 nights ago, 13 last night. I don't know.
Well, the old adage, the cliche, they're due.
I honestly think I could get up there and at least strike out.
Oh yeah, you definitely could do that. I could.
My God.
I know a lot of people could. I got a blind brother that could do that.
Where's Mike Messina? We'll talk about the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Is he in the stands here?
Oh, he probably is. I'm sure Mark's talking to somebody too.
Yep.
He hasn't probably watched the whole second half. Got caught in a conversation by himself.
He's home watching the Phillies.
2 wide receivers split to left. 3rd down play here. Give it to the deep man. That's Tucker
There he
Teets.
goes.
2nd level, and there he goes. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Selinsgrove Seals but there is a flag on the play right where he came through the line of scrimmage.
Okay, this will be touchdown number 3 called back in less than 10 days, right?
Yep. As it's going to come all the way back, holding call against the Selinsgrove Seals.
It's Tucker's second one of the night. Last week was a punt return for a touchdown, called back. Frustrating.
Oh, another flag.
Another one.
His coaching staff.
That might be the coaches.
I do.
Holding against Selinsgrove.
It's going to be a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Selinsgrove against their sidelines. Discussed it with the call, and I just find it too coincidental. I mean, every time they have an explosive play between the tackles, I mean, the old adage, you hold on every play. It's just a matter of, yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. All right. At this stage, now it's the officials trying to be the show. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
Do your job. If you do your job, people don't even know you're there. They're trying to be the show now.
So Selinsgrove will see the ball all the way back at their own 20-yard line on this third down with the line to get is the Montoursville 48. 1 minute to go. Straight up the middle. Gets a push and then blown back. Ethan Miller does get the call. They blow the whistle, and it's going to be a fourth down in a punting situation. So Selinsgrove looking to come away with this. Clock is running with 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Carter Young will come punt this one away. Selinsgrove led 21-0. Right now they lead 21-7. Stick around after the game. Switch from the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel to 94KX and get the post game. We'll get stats from our stat guy, Zach Showers. We'll also get the scoring rundown of this one. We'll get you the scoring updates of other games going on. Get Steve's final analysis of this one before we pack it up and get ready for home game. A final regular season home game as Seals do not have to run another play, and that will be the final play of the game. Selinsgrove comes to Montoursville, gets a 21-7 win over the Montoursville Warriors. Thanks for joining us on SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Make sure you tune to 94KX for the post-game show. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford. This is Eagle 107's coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals.